Welcome back, everybody, to the RSC EU Season 8 League Play. It's your boy, Hops, back at it again on the mic. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we have some pivotal, essential, and very exciting games ahead of us this evening. I'm joined by the man with a plan, who has a fantastic mustache and looking glamorous as always, Mr. Blue Wolf. How are you doing this evening, my friend?
Yeah, gotta rock that Movember for the final week of league play. Gotta bring out the best, and we've got a couple of amazing series, as you said. We're starting off with the Battle of the F teams. It's Flame versus Finale, play-ins at stake. So much to fight for. If we bring up these team stats, you can see how crucial this matchup will be.
I mean, this is essential to say the least, and this is what the final week of League Play really does bring into contention. Every spot is on the line, particularly when it comes into that 6th spot place for play-ins. Obviously, Flame even having a bit of a rough start at the beginning of this season, but now with the new roster, they look very dominant and they're trying to push forward, but they have to make a statement game here in this matchup if they want any chance and any shot at making it into playoffs through the play-ins. That is the first step, as always, in getting to that potential shot at hitting the top title. And I believe they have to have a 3-1 or 4-0 in order to make it. And that's a fair bit of pressure on you if you have to have that sort of result, isn't it, Blue?
Yeah, definitely as well. And they're not getting in based on the statistics of getting in. It's more the head-to-head record, beating this Flame side, which will take them up and away and into that crucial 6th position. Seeing how close these stats are after 32 games, just a difference of 2 victories. That's pretty damn close. 75 goals for one, 69 the other, a difference of 6. That could swing by the end of today. The goals against a little bit more of a gap, 57-71 in favour of the Flame side, who are better in just about every category, just about. As we're going to slide on over then to the player stats. It's not leaving a lot to our imagination since we've just got 6 players on the sheet, so I think we know who's going to be playing today.
Definitely. And I've been so impressed by both of these sides, and I think it's going to be one hell of a matchup. And seeing those wins, it is, Flame need 3 wins in order to guarantee themselves that spot. But Safix, Esberg, and HP, they have one formidable force. But that anomaly is Esberg. Only 8 games played so far, and so there is going to be questions surrounding him and whether he's going to be able to show that performance and keep up with, a very experienced 3-stack and be playing with each other for quite a long time in the form of Rexo, Creamy, and HB, who we saw previously when casting them on stream. A fantastic team play out of them and able to take down a 3-1 victory of their own. I think that was against, I can't read, Overburn actually, but Overburn are sat at the bottom of the league, and that one loss to Overburn may have given an inkling of what Finale can do to take them down. But a lot of confidence was, being put out by Rexo in the interview afterwards, saying that they were just kind of messing around in those games. So I think there's a hell of a lot of confidence of both these sides, but it's all about execution at this late stage of the season.
If you win, it's confidence. If you lose, it's overconfidence. I feel like these players, they'll be getting a bit tense sitting in this lobby. Let's get them underway, get them in the server as we start Flame versus Finale. It's all at stake, all to play for. Both these teams have all the pressure on their shoulders. Who will step up? Who will go and put their mark on this game? So we're waiting for the final player just to join. Come on, Esberg. We're desperate to get this one going.
I really am. It's tantalizing as we are going to dive in to this game number 1, Finale versus Flame, for that 6th and final place for play-ins. As it is Flame in the blue, Finale in the red, and it's Flame with the early pressure on. Safis with a nice flick of his own. He's going to leave Creamy alone at the back. Espo looking for the double top, cannot find it, unfortunately. Going to allow Edgeby to find the clearance to Rexo. He's going to put a shot on of his own, looking for the double tap. We're immediately showing what Premier is made of. These guys have unbelievable mechanics, unbelievable passing plays, and it's going to be a whole host of that as we head into this game. HB has the opportunity to flick, he finds it, and it's going to be Esberg, the player to strike first for Finale, putting them into a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, both teams living dangerously early doors. It was Flame who seemed to be on the front foot. They seemed to have a few chances, unable to find those double taps in Finale. They've grown into it in the first 30 seconds. They manufactured their first real chance, and they're able to turn it in with that double tap. Passing play, that's what you see in Premier. That's what it's all about. Just getting the players to work together. They understand where they are in the server and can just hit pass after pass. And I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more goals like that through the remainder of this series.
100% it will be all about that cohesion, chemistry, and execution of said plays. HP reading that very well in the midfield. Safix almost finding the redirect Not able to get the touch, and that's allow Rexo to come off his own corner. Not the best of touches of that, however, Creamy there to pick up the pieces. HB's going to try and make something happen. Does be out HB to the touch, but HB reading it very, very well. Creamy following up with the pull into the corner. Couldn't find the second touch, and the clearance is going to come through. Back and forth Rocket League happening here. And I think something that needs to be emphasized upon is going to be that midfield control. Who is going to have it? And with that, it's going to set up their teammates to push forward and get the execution.
At the moment, it seems, yeah, both teams not really being able to get lots of attacks in a row. It seems that ball just bouncing out into the midline. Both teams still scrambling for control at the moment. This is perfectly fine for Finale. They're holding on to the lead, but not for much longer. EJBY comes sliding in. The battle in the midfield, that ball's spinning about. The 1-2 punch, Rexo hits it out wide. What a pass.
What a pass, and this is what Premier does to you. I mean, these are the top 10 players in this tier, really pushing into that sort of RCX level, and you can definitely see it there. And look here, this is the speciality coming out from this side of Flame. Those kickoff strats, they can be lethal when executed perfectly. But that is perfection, is what is needed. And the key word when trying to get those goals. Flame on the early attack after that equalizer. HP has come away with the ball. Bit of time here. Puts the pass over to Safix, who's going to play into the center. Rexo reading it nicely with the interception. And leave and not challenge HP too much there. 40 boost to work with. Trying to push forward. Gets a bit of a wave dash going there to get his momentum up. A good chance from HB in that corner. Flames defense is the thing that they, I think, worry about. You know, they have the mechanics and offense. They're not worried about that side of things. They know they can score. They just have to make sure their rotations are absolutely crispy clean, because if they rotate fine, the mechanics will do the rest.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Premier, is that these teams are just capable in the offense of manufacturing shots that just can't be saved. They get the passing plays, get that ball hit so hard. There's no possible keeper who's going to save it. Like, no one's able to save that. Another excellent passing play. It's like a carbon copy of goal number 1.
And Rexo again being the player to feed it in for HB, and you just see Creamy as well in that back line being such a nuisance, just trying to disrupt the defense of a Finale. We've seen exactly that, and as that led to Flames a 1-goal lead. However, a good 50 from Esper could set up Safix. Has he found the angle just a little bit high? Would have been an incredible goal. Creamy trying to find the flip reset, doesn't find it, unfortunately, but a good 50 win from Rexo is going to slow down the counter-attack coming out from Finale. HB again off that side wall, not much boost to work with, met by Esberg in the air. Rexo's going to pop it high, look for something here, decides just to knock it forward, potentially looking for the double tap, but Creamy pushed up very far, and that is going to be the kryptonite of Flame if they aren't going to be, you know, if they're going to play this aggressive, play this high third man. It's a risky business when you play this level. It's Rexo with a double tap. Can he find the angle? No, he can't. Creamy going for the shot, but saved at the last second by Esberg.
Yeah, and they're trying to go down the other end. They've just been caught out a few times in the defense here. Finale, ever since getting that early goal. Flame, they're very good at making chances. They've done that time and time again. Finale, they need to go down and convert theirs at the other end of the pitch. It's inevitable. They'll be the team with the fewer chances. We've seen that throughout this game so far. They just need to make use of the ones they've got. They've had 4 shots so far, only able to turn one of those in. That's a hat-trick just about. Hardcore goal stealing going on there.
That was a very hardcore goal steal, as Rexo was the one to put it in. Edby just signed to, no, I want that. I want the hat-trick. And this is something that Flame can fall prey to. They like to, you know, pad stats quite a bit. And HB with the hat-trick, I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking to get one of their other teammates with a hat-trick of their own. They mustn't be falling prey too hard to that, because if they do, they will lose the games to these top-end Prem players.
Yeah, beautiful fake out there in the air by Creamy. Starting to style on them a little bit. I mean, why not? This game is still in the balance, though. You can't style on them too much. That's a decent shot. Rexo able to flick it away. Creamy to flick it on. Not able to do anything else with it. HP gets the touch on. It's been that 1-2 punch all game long. Rexo into EJBY. It's seen all 3 goals come through.
Oh, just what a block from HB.
Yeah. What a bump as well on the line. HP's combined, and Finale, there might be a way back for them.
There is an opening here for Finale to find it back, and what a bump it was onto Rexo. He's looking to get that jump and get that clearance. It was a tough shot to save regardless. That was a seal the deal sort of method coming out there. 3-2 in this game number 1, and bear in mind, guys, Finale 4-0 sweep. They, or 3-1, I believe. They will actually give themselves into that 6th place, so it's all to play for right now. Safix starting to knock it back, looking for Esberg. He does actually win Creamy's touch away from him. Rexo is there waiting, doesn't get a touch of his own, actually leaves it for HB. It's a good decision. HB has a little bit more time and space to work with. Finds his second touch, met by HB, but HB's going to get demoed for it. Creamy's going to play it around one. Look for the second touch, is touched away by Esberg. The last second was a dangerous moment for Finale, but still they are under pressure. The passing's coming in. Rexo starting to take it back a little bit, leaving it for his teammate Karimi. He's going to go into that corner, play it up. Zero boost for Esberg to work with. And this is what Finale does like to do. They love to boost starve their opponents, and that just gives them so many openings.
Yeah, opening time and time again. They steadied the ship. They seemed a little bit shaky-handed earlier on, but I mean, it's 0 seconds and it's Premier. Anything can happen. I'm loath to call this one over. It might just hit the ground. No, Esberg keeps it going. So it's almost like we're not playing at 0 seconds at all. It feels like we just have one more chance in the game. These teams are so good. They can make chances out of absolutely nothing. That ball might be knocked away, though. Creamy is really looking for the ground. Not to find it, though. Oh, it's hovering dangerously. He's trying to hit that. He's hit it into the two players of the Finale side. They're keeping it up. And it just feels inevitable you're going to get one more chance, but it does bounce into the ground. Flame, after a bit nervy at the end when they were 3-1, they scrambled a bit about in the defense, but they get a deserved Game 1 victory, I feel.
I think, yeah, I mean, these two sides very evenly matched. I think they're playing lights out Rocket League, both of them, but this is what the Premier tier brings. If it's first or ninth, it doesn't really matter. You're going to have an even matchup because all these players are executing perfect Rocket League. And in the end of the day, the team play is what's setting Flame apart. And I can see Moms in the chat right now. He's fairly happy, but he knows that this is still a mountain left to climb. They have made their step forth into this game, but still a lot to play for. And I really think it's, you know, Blue Wolf, a lot of experience in Rocket League. If you've got Flame is setting the precedent when it comes to team plays, and I think that's almost across all the Premier sides right now.
Yeah, and I mean, they're one game away, I think, from knocking Finale out of contention, so we might be seeing a 4-0 just from Finale folding early. It'd be sad to see, of course, with so much hype going into this game, but this is almost like the decider in a regular best of 5. This game has got so much pressure on it, and Finale, they were the team playing second fiddle in the last game. They need to come racing out of the blocks now.
They really do. Remember, they did get that early goal in the previous match, so wouldn't be surprised to see them coming out swinging it again, but you can never count Flame out, as we've seen so far in this series. Creamy going to come away from that corner. Look for the pass in center. Is met by Esberg, though, of the Finale side. Edgeby doing a really good job. Going to bounce off the ceiling. Can he find the second touch? Would have been a ridiculous play from him, but he's read by Esberg very well. Esberg's going to be there, actually, and looks like he's going to be able to slot it in with a little bit of a love tap coming out from Safix to steal that goal at the end there. But it is, once again, Finale who are leading in this game, and we spoke about it previously in the game number 1. Flame, they like to play really high with a high third man. They cannot be giving away 3 goals like that.
Yeah, that's the first time they've been really cold on their bluff, and they might instantly equalise here. Rexo, oh, that was a great chance. Puts it over the bars. Oh, Edgeby. I was going to be able to turn that one in. It's been a thrilling start to this one, but yeah, you can't be caught high like that. Creamy went flying in, unable to get any purchase on the ball, and that's seen them sunk early doors here. They'll have faith in themselves.
Oh
they
my
went
God.
1-0 down before.
Oh my gosh.
They almost instantly equalised there.
I mean, insane equalizer. Rex, Safix almost finding the redirect as well. Some insane touches and shots coming out from both of these sides. But it is still Finale with that 1-goal lead in the early stages of this match. HP with a nice dribble of his own, puts it off the ceiling. Edgeby has to get the final clutch touch away. He's going to allow Cream with a little bit of space. Forces the 50 with Safix. Rexo pops it high. Miss bump coming out from one of the Finale players. He just lets it bump, and Esberg completely misreading that. And I think Esberg maybe caught flat-footed with 0 boost in his net. Thinking, expecting Rexo to go for that flip reset, but you see Esberg running out of boost, and that is such a hard touch. And can we say that isn't a bad mechanical play coming out from Esberg? That was just Esberg having to question whether Rexo was going to find that flip reset shorter, or whether he was going to go for the fake or what. And with that, not having enough boost to cover it.
Oh, no, team safe.
But this Finale roster, you know, the team play may be coming out to bite them in the butt a little bit here.
Yeah, and it's also, you don't know what these players are capable of. Rexo was spinning in the air. Oh, that's a brilliant team. But as one team's team play starts to fail, the other one's coming into the fore. Edgeby with the shot, and I think, was it Rexo? Please be Rexo getting the bump. The team play between those two is absolutely insane. The duo combine again, Rexo with an absolutely insane bump.
What a bump it was indeed. You could see Edgeby hesitating just slightly on that shot. which allowed Rexo to find the bump and have enough time to come across. And just beautiful, beautiful communication coming out from this side. Nice touch away from Edgeby. Is there. Bit of a double play was on that ball, but Rexo now found himself a little bit of space. Going to try and play it around, but didn't have enough boost to really capitalize on it. It's still 2-1 now for Flame after Finale being up for almost half of the game. They've faltered here. HP is able to pop it away, kept some momentum. Creamy had to rush back to find that save. It's actually met by Edgeby on the clearance. HP has gone up early for it. He's going to be able to cover that. Safix booming it down the field. The purposeful touches from Finale are exciting, becoming a little bit more throwaway as they're having to clear their lines in a much more panicked fashion than what we saw earlier on in this match.
Edgeby cruising through the air. What a flick on. That would have been some goal. I've not really seen a crazy solo goal as of yet, other than that one Esberg. I feel it was more of a not being able to save it, not having enough boost. I'm waiting for that one moment that makes us scream at the top of our lungs. It feels like we've still got one more insane moment left in this game. It's still incredibly tightly poised. 2 minutes on the clock. Esberg, no mistake on that defense, makes that save excellently. This team need to start going down the other end of the pitch. They're taking too many shots in at the moment, not really producing enough in the offense.
Yeah, and it's now starting to coming into a boom fest, but a nice clearance down the line from Safix, and again, it is Flames, want an almost over eagerness to play aggressively, coming to bite them in the back there. You saw Rexo was on the rotation, but you're going to lose that 50-50 in the midfield. You're going to be punished for it. Finale is straight back into this game now, tying it up 2 apiece. Can Flame hold on? Can Flame find another opportunity? It does feel like whenever Flame push forward, they are looking very dangerous, though. Can Finale quell the Flame, quell the heat that they are put under right now? Kimmy has got back. He's going to get that corner boost. Can the clearance come forward? Blue, what are you seeing here?
I'm seeing that you don't know with Flame. All of a sudden, you just get a 1-2 punch. You get Edgeby on this ball. Rexo maybe hits it into him, and all of a sudden, that ball is just launched directly at the Finale net. Like, it's hard to see those passing plays coming, but they need to intercept the ball early and not let them find Edgeby high up the pitch. He scored 4 goals throughout the series so far, and we're only in game number 2.
Yeah, and Edgeby being that aggressor right now. He does find that touch as well. He's straight into HP. Rexo with a nice demo onto Safix, but Safix does get the touch beforehand, forcing Creamy to rotate all the way back around. Esberg there puts it into the center, looking for his teammate. Actually, can he find a double touch? So he can't. Instead, he finds Rexo waiting on that backboard. Creamy going to be the furthest pushed up now. Gets a nice touch across the goal. Safix there waiting, though. Couldn't find the second touch of his own. Edgeby may be there with a lovely 50-50.
Oh.
Creamy was going to go for the shot. Rexo takes it away from here, unfortunately. Bit of panic coming out from this Flame side. They need to start quelling their thirst, but a nice pass into midfield for Edgeby for the shot again, but HB there doing exactly what you said, Blue Wolf, intercepting before the danger comes in.
That was an attempted pass there into Edgeby. He was up in the area, not able to get a touch on. Creamy's hit that well. Edgeby used to service from Rex, so he might get one from Creamy here. That ball's still rolling about. That would be an awful goal to concede. It's going to go just wide of the post. Creamy had his angles covered as well. So with 6 seconds on the clock, this could be the goal here to kill it. I feel like 0 seconds. Both these teams will be desperate to try and go up the pitch. I don't think either of them wants this to go to overtime. They want to snatch it away at the very end. But we are going to overtime nonetheless. It's hard to see which way this one breaks. Both teams have had a couple of mistakes start to slip into their play. A little bit of double commit coming in.
Indeed, and it's going to be Esberg with the initial attack there. Edgeby reading it nicely. Kimu's going to come away with the ball. Cannot pop it over Safix. The nice touch of his own. Rexo there waiting on the corner. And it is Finale with the early pressure in this overtime. Edgeby trying to find a clearance with a good 50-50. He's going to set up Creamy to go down the field here. But Safix with a good rotation going to clear that away. Esberg couldn't find the touch. Edgeby off the sidewall. Doesn't have too much boost to work with. He's actually going to look for the bump onto HB, faking out HB instead. Good read coming out from Rexo as well, forcing Esberg to have to pop it high. But it does give Safix some time here. Finds the flip reset. Can he find the second touch? No, he can't. A double commit though in front of the net. Esberg couldn't find the shot away. HP is there, plays it high. Can Safix finish it? No, he can't. It's just a little bit wide. Finale choking at the last hurdle. Not able to take the second game away just yet. We are still in a minute of overtime. HP right there playing off the bad ball. Looking for a teammate. Rexo, though, is going to beat it. HB has gone up. He's going to find the touch. Finds a flip reset, but Safix in the goal is with the save. And it's Flame putting the pressure on slowly here. They can't get caught out on that high press. We've seen them twice now get caught out with the high press goals coming out from Finale. They mustn't falter to it, but a good pass from Edgeby onto Rexo is going to put it off the backboard. Safix, though, there waiting nicely. The backboard defense, perfect from both sides. A pinnacle
Triple
shot.
commit.
Bit of a triple commit though, but HB has enough time to recover. Zero boost to work with though. Fortunately, Esberg is behind him. Back and forth Rocket League action right now.
Yeah, it's hard to read at the moment. Both teams just firing forward, throwing everything they can at it, and that's worrying considering both.
Oh my lord!
Finale can't get caught high, or Flame can't get caught high now. Oh, that shot could have been a bit dangerous. Edgeby's got it. Just not enough momentum to carry it over the line. They're so desperate in their attack. I am concerned. Both the goals they've conceded so far, remember, were them getting caught high up the pitch, and that could be how this one's ends. I want it to end with a crazy goal, but I'm worried that they might just throw the kitchen sink too far forward and they might get caught behind, but they could get an aerial one here. Oh!
It's bouncing inside the net. It hasn't gone in. It was crossbar down. Kept out by a miracle for Finale. And still, the lead has not been taken over for this overtime as we approach 2.5 minutes. Half of regulation played in this overtime section. As now Creamy has found the pressure. Suffix with demo onto Ekby, who's third man back. The booming clue is going to come forward. Rexo can find the touch, and Suffix is going to be there. And that demo coming out onto Ekby from Suffix, who ends up finding the shot. Rexo couldn't get back fast enough. And there we're going to have it. Finale are going to tie up the series 1 apiece. This game is going the distance, Blue.
It's reminiscent of what Rexo and Edgeby have been doing all game one, that passing play, that ball with so much momentum, Safi able to turn it in. He's had I didn't realise he scored every single goal that Finale put in, a hat-trick for him, a mammoth performance, 741 points, well deserved. It took a mammoth effort to shut down a Flame side. They seemed like they were guaranteed to win that game. The amount of shots they put on target, what was it? 14 from them, 8 from Edgeby alone. He was on fire. They were just shutting him out, making the saves. Just staying calm. So many shots, shot after shot. You're waiting for someone to make a mistake in that defense, but they held firm time and time again. They stood out for 8 minutes. They managed to hang in there, and they found their opportunity, and they launched that ball down the pitch, and they've taken us to a game 3 with the series still tied up and their playoff hopes still in contention.
And you really see the composure from both of these sides in that overtime, and particularly from Finale. But they have to start asking questions. Creamy's been very quiet in this game so far. He is one who is absolutely lethal. We've seen it do it before. Maybe when he starts to wake up, he could be the finishing maker. And he has swapped over onto that Dominus as well. Maybe a tactical transition from him. Esberg on the Dominus as well. Comfortability carpets can happen and can change the mentality of a game. Is that going to be happening here? Edgeby does find the touch across the field. Good task from Creamy into the midfield for Rexo, who wasn't able to find the angle, was blocked off. I want the Finale members. Creamy comes off the side there. Good 50-50 from him onto Esberg's touch. He's going to allow HB to come away with the ball. But plays it all the way across the goal, looking for his teammate Rexo. But 2 players from Finale are going to be there. HB is a bit isolated up here. Does get a nice touch around. Does allow Esberg to come in. HB is going to be lingering up the field though. Trusting in his teammates to get this clearance forward. Rexo is going to be there. Pass it off to Edgeby. Edgeby with the shot. But Esberg rotated back nice enough. Safik's trying to find the clearance. Creamy there with another touch of his own. Esberg not able to get the touch that he wanted. But fortunately, HB there behind him waiting. No, a dangerous moment for Rexo, who puts it just a little bit wide. It looks like Safik's may have got a touch to that. The counter-attack is happening in field with HB leading the way. Good touch from Edgeby into the mid. Esberg waiting there though. HB trying to make something happen. Good clearance coming out from Rexo. HB has gone up. Couldn't find the angle wanted. Tight play off the ceiling. Fortunately, Safik's on the back ball for Finale. He's going to get that touch away. And it is now Finale's chance to pile up a little bit of pressure.
It's a tentative start here by the Flame. I think their mentality might be a little bit broken after that game. They need to get forward. They need to start making chances. A goal like that would have done it. Rexo, the tightest of angles. It looked pretty unfeasible. HP makes an easy save from the second shot for Creamy. Flame, they're not looking themselves at the moment. They're the team that's been front-running these games. At the moment, they've been on the back foot. It's been their opposition taking all the shots. And that's another time they've just been caught high. That's been their kryptonite all series long, and they've been punished yet again.
To say, Flame have a little bit of a 2-2 curse happening right now with their streak, and now, if any, it is time to break it. But with Finale leading once again, and this time Flame looking a little bit more hesitant. Definitely a dangerous scenario for Flame to be in. Bit of a pinch off that 50-50. He's going to send it all the way over to the opposite side of the field. A bit of a whiff from 2 players, Esberg and Rexo. Rexo is going to be there. Starts to steal that corner boost. Does allow HP with a little bit of space. Creamy has gone up in that midfield. Puts a shot forward. It's going to be a little bit wide. Can't follow it up. And you have to start wondering. The shot completion, the shot accuracy from Flame being a little bit more off. However, what an angle from Creamy! Out of nowhere, comes soaring down the field to find that shot. And dinks it in, and I spoke about him. I previously mentioned his name and his ability to finish like HB and Rexo have been doing. Maybe, just maybe, is this the spark that's going to ignite the potential Flame that we are know and come to love throughout this season so far.
I don't think he's troubled the goals column as of yet. That's one way to open your account. An excellent goal here. He seems to have been getting more aggressive, maybe picking up the slack created by HB and Rexo. We've sort of cooled off a little bit. The Flame side looking to reignite now. They're on the attack. They seem to have found themselves. That goal seems to have reignited them perfectly. Another one for Rex. So I think finale here. They might be on the ropes.
And you definitely see the confidence now coming out from Flame. You know, and I think really they was just like, okay, let's make sure our rotations are clean. And now let's start getting these goals in. And Safix Rexo go for that kickoff. Good win from Safix. Plays back to HB. He's going to have a bit of a moment here. Look for the air dribble, but HB reading it very nicely off his own backboard. Actually going to take it all the way down to the opposite corner. Doesn't going to have much boost to work with. So it's nice to force the 50-50 with Esberg. Creamy waiting nicely. As HB plays it straight into him. Nice skim. It's going to come out. Rexo is there waiting. Plays it down the field. Safix is one, finds the ball. Good shot on. Creamy there to save it with the rotation coming out. Esberg trying to make something happen. Creamy's going to find the touch, and he does so. But he's down the opposite end of the field, forcing Safix to have to rotate all the way across. But a nice redirect from HB is going to be dangerous. Creamy again with that save, acting as a good solid third man for this Flame side so far. He's also the one with that pivotal goal. Creamy, could he find another? Shot is dangerous. HP with the save, but a double commit was going to happen there to keep that goal out. Rexo, though, finds HP with the ball. HP with the dribble. Not the best of flicks. Is going to allow HP to come flying in. Into the corner there. Creamy trying to find the touch. He's going to find the bump onto HP as well. Actually, HP able to control this ball away, and back and forth right now with a minute left on the clock. Finale, they're going to have to mount something special if they want to come back right now. Yeah,
so much pressing coming through from the Flame side. They're not letting this Finale side rest for a single moment. Every time they have the ball, they're under pressure. Esberg flying backwards there, had to make some sort of a save after both his teammates messed up. Creamy's not committed too high off the pitch, able to boom them one back in. Edgeby's dropped it down for him. HP's on the line, able to stop that one going in. As this Finale side, they can't possibly rest here. Flame putting on so much pressure, desperately searching for that third goal to make this series safe, to try and crush their hopes of their opposition.
I like to see it. Well, they've basically said the third man needs to just drop a little bit further back. And that's what has been keeping them in this game. Yes, they may not have been scoring as many goals as they usually do or used to want to. But with dropping that third man back a little bit further, it's just kept these clearance goals out of the hands of Finale. But Finale are the ones applying the pressure right now. Esberg going to take it to the corner, but Edgeby's going to find that clearance. And with 3 seconds going, it's anyone's game when it comes to Premier overtime. But the musty flick attempt would have been ridiculous coming out from Edgeby. As I was saying, with overtime, when it comes to the 0 seconds, anything can happen at this level. Because the ball is still in the air. Finale going to have to go all the way down the field to make it happen. And with that attempt to go down the field, Flame are going to kill it. And now we're going to have them go up 2-1 in this series. And bear in mind, guys, if they win this 4th game, they would have closed themselves out with a spot in the play-ins, if I'm not mistaken. Blue Ball, I mean, I don't know. Is that a fact check correct? Or have they made themselves into play-ins right now?
I think so, because I think it depends on the team in 7th, because we know we're playing the team in 8th at the moment. They're playing them. It is Finale. I'm not exactly sure, but I assume that's what it is. Someone said yes in chat. It's probably nothing to do with that, but we'll roll with it. Finale, our Flame, sorry, it's all you can do is go out here and win today. And that's what they look like they're going to do at the moment. They're all talking, I think that's in Dutch in the chat. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure it's a Dutch. I think Safix and then HP and then the whole Flame side are all Dutch, I believe. Actually, I think everybody's Dutch.
Danish, is it?
It's one of the anyway, it's one of the other bets. It's been a beautiful series so far, and I think everybody can agree that actually this, Premier games are a pleasure to watch. at every single level. And I think they're going to have a quick moment after this game just to get themselves sorted real quick. But what a series we've had on so far. It's been such a beautiful display of mechanics, of team play, and of the shifting of playstyle as well. We saw the playstyle kind of shift in regards to Flame and bringing that third man up too high and then dropping him halfway through that third game in order to capitalize on the mitigate even the counter-attack opportunities coming out from Finale. So going to be interesting indeed to see how they go into this fourth game, and if Finale can actually potentially crush the hopes and joys of Flame in getting into the play-ins. So I do believe that actually they do need one more win to guarantee themselves into that spot.
Well, they have got a golden opportunity here against the Finale team. Their heads are down, they're feeling dejected. Go out there and finish the job. Go out there, show us what you can do. Combine Rexo and Edgeby one more time, fire in 5 more goals. Whole job's a good one. Call it a night, nice and early. What is it? Half 7? Yeah, nice time to call it a night, wouldn't it? We've still got 2 more games after this one. Once this series has reached its conclusion, hopefully soon. Hopefully they get their issues sorted. But yeah, 2 more games after this. We are going down a tier to Elite, and then we're going down a tier again to Challenger in our next 2 series. IOV versus Jaffa Kicks in Elite, followed by Yahoo versus Epsilon in Challenger. Are you casting any of those? I know I'm not.
I am casting the next one in Elite.
Oh.
So I'm sorry for my hesitancy. I'm looking at the Prem standings right now. Null who are in 7th, played 36 games, so 14 wins and 22 losses. So I think they haven't got any more games to play. And so actually, with this win, this is going to put Flame into play-in potential right now. So they have got play-ins, I believe. So Flame have 15 wins, 17 losses. Finale have 13 wins, 19 losses. And so with that, even if they win the next game, they only got to 15 wins. Flame have 17. So actually, Flame should overtake Vulcan in 5th spot as well, which can be quite interesting. But still, a lot to play for. We are going to have a 4th game, guys. We are just waiting for a couple of the players just to reset. I think they're having some too technical.
Yeah, my Danish isn't very good. It's hard to tell what's going on.
I'm going to ask them in the chat.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good series so far. It's been incredibly entertaining. I think it's the first Premier game I've done all series long, and I mean, the first Premier game I've done ever, because it is new for this season of RSC. And I just envy whoever gets to do the playoffs, so that'll be an amazing time whenever that comes around in a few weekends. Be interesting to watch.
100%. We have this coming weekend. We have play-ins over the next week. And then the week after that is going to be when playoffs start. So you'll be seeing a hell of a lot of me, don't you worry, guys. For playoffs and play-ins. But a lot of exciting stuff happening in the background as well. Not going to give away anything right now. But a lot of exciting stuff happening indeed. But I think these 2 teams very well evenly matched. And, if we, taking it away from these sides, currently we have Luna Esports who are sat at number 1 spot. They've played 32 games. They've only lost 6 times, okay? So, just kind of looking at that, looking at the standings, Vibe in 2nd, 21 games, 11 games lost, 21 wins, 11 games lost even. Warlocks in 3rd, 19 wins, 13 losses. Oreos in 4th with 16 wins, 16 losses. And they are also tied with Vulcan with 16 and 16. And the Flame literally hot on their heels with 15 and 17. So, these wins here really could set the differential apart. But I think the goal diff, which is the most interesting thing here, because apart from Luna Esports with a 29 goal difference, Flame is in 6th with a goal difference of 18 plus 18, and Vibe are 2nd with a goal difference of plus 19. So the goal difference is crazy, because what you have to kind of see is Warlocks have a 3rd goal difference plus 12, and then the rest, everybody else, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all have a negative goal difference. So the transition of Flame with this new roster puts them at that, if you're looking at goal difference, puts them in that 3rd, 2nd spot, which is really scary to think. But I think the mammoth task for anybody here is taking down the titans at the top of the mountain of Luna Esports.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think over the course of league play, when they've lost 6 games, the problem is that you're going to try and get 4 of those games in a grand final, try and knock them out in that best of 7. It's going to be very difficult. It's not impossible. I think you just need them to get overwhelmed by the amount of games, because with league play, you're playing once a week. You can sort of manage your time more effectively. You're not going to get burned out. Whereas with playoffs, it's a lot more constant and consistent gameplay. So unless Lunar Esports completely throw it away when we get to playoffs, it's hard to look past them.
100%. But we are into this
Are we?
fourth and final game. Esberg with the early challenge. Rexo reads off on that backboard, and it was almost Esberg with a beautiful opening goal for Finale. What can a little break like this do to your mentality, though, Blue Wolf? I have to ask.
I think if you were the person who was fixing their internet, which was Rexo, you'd be a little bit frustrated. I feel like everyone else probably a little bit less so. We're just chilling, talking in Danish in chat, which is good for them, I guess. And I think they'll be feeling decent enough. Flames will be feeling like this is just sort of a victory lap, whereas Finale, I think they'll be just feeling a bit annoyed. Maybe they're not feeling as annoyed because they got that break. I think they might want to put up show themselves one final time in what will be their final game of Premier this season.
It will be as HB with an early shot. Had to force Safix to jump to save that top corner. Looking to some crazy mechanical shots here. But Finale holding strong in their final stand. The Finale stand on defense. Safix going to be putting the early pressure on. Does find the second touch off the backboard. Almost like Esper for the shot, but Creamy reading it very nicely. Rotating back when need be. Safix now looking for bumps and demos on that back line. Couldn't find anybody whilst HP dribbling the ball down the opposite side of the field. Rexo finds the clearance, can't find it. Safix there waiting. Creamy gets the clearance down to Rexo, who's going to put a shot on, and not enough power and not enough accuracy to cause too much danger. And Esberg is going to be there, finds the redirect, but finds Creamy as well. And they go down the opposite side of the field. Rexo has to get the touch with that shot, and actually Safix doesn't get the best of clearances. At the end of the day, HB, neither does he. Did allow the shot to go forward, but nothing too dangerous to deal with. So with a nice touch into his own corner, goes all the way down the field. Creamy there waiting. HP though, one winning that challenge nicely. Esberg with the clearance of his own. Rexo eating it in the midfield, passing it down to Creamy. Creamy with a shot, but a little bit wide. Can't find the second touch. Instead finds Safix with that ball. He puts it into the midfield for Esberg to find the clearance. And Esberg's been so impressive. Almost finding the ground pinch underneath 2 of the players. But in the end, it was covered at the last second by the Flame roster.
Seems these teams, their senses have been a little bit dulled maybe by the little break. Their offense not looking as sharp. Just 3 shots coming through from Flame at the moment. Considering the amount they put through in the previous games, it's kind of a surprise. Still plenty of time though, 2.5 minutes on the clock. We're still waiting for that first goal. Esberg coming to his own, already got 4 shots. Shot conversion hasn't been the best throughout this series for either of these 2 times. Flame were the main culprits, but it's Finale at the moment who aren't able to make good on their chances.
It is true, but you have to say, it's also not surprising. The defense at this level is so impressive. You're going to have so much backboard cover, so much mechanical ability to make the saves when need be, and it makes these shots, regardless of how good they are, very difficult to put on, and it just ups the ante of offense. When you have a good defensive team like Finale are, very difficult, but still. A lot to play for as the booming clearance goes forward. Creamy gets a touch away from HP, who's trying to make himself a nuisance. Safix plays off the backboard instead, but Creamy reading it nicely before the shot can come in. Can Rexo finish it? And he can. A breakaway goal, this time in the favour of Finale. They're going to be able to get that first shot onto the board. What a play it has been so far for both of these sides. And right now, Finale... they're doing a really good job. I mean, Flame, they look so confident on offense, and they're so unafraid to put multiple players down the field because they know the pace that they can play at.
Yeah, and they're playing without a fear of failure. It's 5th place is nice and all, but at the end of the day, if you're playing 6th and playing against a higher seed, it doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. It's just about getting that game over the line. Maybe having a little bit of fun. It's very rare you get to have fun in Premier, and they might not be having that much fun at the moment. They just conceded from HP, and that looked like it could have been a preventable goal.
It did look like that indeed. HP with a nice finish of his own. Slots in the back of the net, and with 1 minute and 15 left on the clock, Finale may have an opportunity to steal this game away. But they don't have anything to do there. We've seen already in this series, they can pull something out of the bag out of absolutely nothing. So So as we see Creamy pushing down the field, going off the backboard, potentially looking for a little bit of a fancy play here. But there's not enough boost to make it work, and instead the ball goes straight into the path of his teammate of Rexo. HB trying to play out of his corner as the minute time countdown hits. A great touch from Creamy to play around Safix. Couldn't find the angle, unfortunately. His Rexo is going to play it back to his teammate Edgeby. He's going to play it a couple of times. Hits the ball off the backboard again. Espo couldn't find the redirect. Instead, HB has to take it away from him. His Creamy actually takes beaten by HP. His Rexo is going to put a nice slow lob down the field. Met by, I believe that was Safix in the midfield. But still, not too dangerous for Finale just yet. But that miss, maybe, as HB's going to come away with the flick. A save coming out from Creamy as the goal line stand comes out. And it's proving to formulate now a counter-attack for Flame. Fortunately, HB with that flick was able to rotate back fast enough. As HB hasn't got any boost to work with here, so tries to pop it off the ground. HB, though, going to meet it. Plays it off the ceiling. A bit of a dangerous shot coming in. Esberg, though, popping it high for his teammate Safix to go for the shot. But the clearance is going to come in. And HB, the last player back, had to get the touch into the corner. Rexo into the centre for Edgeby. Edgeby with a shot, but saved at the last second here. And it is going to be an overtime. The third one of this evening.
That's one thing I wanted for the end of this series. I wanted to see another Rexo into Edgeby shot. And that was the ultimate example there. It just needed to go in. But sadly, we don't live in the movie. We live in a movie. We live in the real world, where people can make saves like that and stop the fairy tale goals from going in. As we now are in overtime, Rexo and co still attacking. Edgeby tried to get a deft flick on there, ended up missing the ball. And these are the moments that are very risky. That counter-attack is where we've seen this team are incredibly vulnerable. They have managed to steady the ship this time. It's Flame. They look to be the team that will be able to get this victory under their belt. But Finale, I wouldn't count them out yet.
Yeah, you cannot count Finale out. They've produced some brilliant, stunning goals so far and some stunning performances in these games. So it is all still to play for. As Rexo does find the ball, finds a bit of a clearance. Creamy gets another touch of his own. Force HP to jump. Plays into the corner for Safix to find that clearance. He's actually going to find a second touch of his own. HB now tries to get it away. Cannot get it away. HB there to meet it. Creamy, though, with a nice backboard defense, going to put Safix in an awkward position. Actually going to force Espo to have to rotate all the way back to his corner booster. Finale now looking a little bit more structured, but with that challenge from Rexo, could open up a little bit of space for Flame to do something. Creamy jumps early in that midfield. Edgeby is there to pop it lightly towards HP. He's going to get a touch of his own. Esberg with a nice challenge in the mid again. Safix going to win there, going to go down the field. Bit of a turtle play happening there. Doesn't pay off for him as Creamy's going to come away with the ball. Play it down the field, and he's actually going to be able to stay with it and get the second touch of round one. Also get that corner booster. Dangerous moments for Finale. But Edgeby with the light touch there could actually throw off his teammate and his rotations. Fortunately, Creamy is going to be there to rotate back. But Safix with a great flick of his own plays it around him. Fortunately, Edgeby there rotating around. HB gets the demo onto Creamy. Rexo had to challenge early there. Esper can't find the angle back and forward. And Finale now looking like the team potentially able to take it in overtime.
Yep, with 2 minutes gone in this overtime, we're in for the long haul here. It's one of those games where both teams are just so sure on their defense and absolutely nothing's going past either of them. We've had a plethora of chances. I think it's like 11 for both sides, 22 in total. Only one of those has gone in for either team. That's like 9% shooting accuracy for both these sides. Creamy's able to get that shadow defense there, able to knock that ball away. That's just wide from HP. Rexo might shoot here. He hits it into the body of Esberg. It's still hanging though. Creamy with a chance to shoot. Safi gets across well. It's just a case of just trying to bang on that door hop until eventually it breaks down.
Exactly. Who is going to be the player to open up said door? Who's going to be the player to knock straight through it? Creamy trying to put a bit of pressure on Esberg. Nice touch, but an infield pass to Rexo. This time Edgeby linking with Rexo. The other way around happening. But a good 50 is going to allow Esberg to actually find that clearance that's needed. But it does fall straight into the path of Creamy. He plays it around Safix nicely. HP trying to find a bit of a clearance. Safi's going to have to try and get a toucher. Does find one. Nice clearance from Rexo into that corner. Rexo's going to follow it up. Cannot beat the player to the ball. HB once again in that corner. Going to look for the pass. He does find it, but HB's going to meet it. A good decision from Creamy to rotate back there. So it was looking dangerous for another counter-attack for Finale. Creamy's actually going to stay with the ball brilliantly. Great car control from him. The angle not found from HB. And Rexo, can he get back?
Goal.
No, we can't. And what a typical way to finish out this match. The GG's all around, but Bit of a disappointing and slow way to end that match, and of course it's going to be Flames' overzealous nature to pushing forward, trying to find that goal, and then the counter-attack coming out from Finale. So it is going to be Flame pushing forward into play-ins, which I believe is correct, and Finale are going to be dropped out. It's going to be the end of their Season 8.
Yeah, disappointing end for them. 2-2 isn't a bad result in their final game of the series. Well, the final game itself of the series was a little bit of a letdown, more tension than any real bite to the game. Lots of chances, but no really good ones. It makes you want more Premier though. That's what I want. I want to see lots more Premier. Over maybe a 3-day span, just absolute loads of games on one after another hop. Would you be up for that?
I would absolutely love that, but this now raises some questions. So it will be Luna Esports in number 1, Vibe Vibin in 2, Warlocks in 3, Oreos and Vulcan, depending on the outcome of their results, will depend who takes 4th and 5th. But Flame have now cemented themselves in that 6th and final playing spot. So massive GG's all around. I'd love to get a chance to talk to one of these Flame players and discuss how they're feeling after that performance, and also how they're feeling when they look across the board at who they could be facing in these playoff contentions. As we are going to maybe try and get in one of these players. I mean, Blue Wolves, out of this, who would you like to be talking to?
Edgeby would be nice. Rexo. Also, I feel like there's every person on that side. Oh, it's 2-2, so I could pick either team. Oh, it's hard. It is very hard. I think
let's try and go for a Flame side, just because they're the ones who are moving forward into play-ins.
Okay, so we're going to go Finale then?
Yeah, Flame.
Oh, Flame, because they're going forward? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, you pick. I'm too bad at deciding.
I'd quite like to talk to Edgeby. I think he's going to be, the pivotal anchor. But whilst we wait to get him in, I was glancing over the stat line for the Premier standings, and one thing that really scared me. We're talking a lot about defense, and how critical it is, and I'm blown away by this. Luna Esports have played 32 games. They have only conceded 37 goals. Blue. That's an insane stat line. And
wow.
The next least concession is Warlocks in 3rd with 53. I mean, that stat line is something that needs to be broken, and it'd be interesting to see how it all faces up as we enter into playoffs. So we are waiting to get into chat with one of the players for the Flame side, to wait for BJ to do that, who is man the helm of the stream. We're kind of looking forward here. What do Flame need to do primarily in order to kind of go forward? But actually, skip that question. We have got Edgeby here to have a chat. Edgeby, how are you feeling after that series?
I am a bit disappointed, I must admit. We did expect to win that. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure we are still qualified.
Yeah, I believe with that you were qualified for play-ins in 6th place. So you'll be fighting out for, Vulcan in order to find who Falcon, Oreos and Warlocks, and I think who get into the playoff contention, which will be happening next week, all the play-ins. But kind of looking at that, you guys fell prey to a lot of these kind of counter-attack goals, because we know you are a very offensive-heavy team. Is that something you guys need to look at when heading into playoffs, especially facing teams such as Luna Esports, who have only conceded 37 goals throughout the whole season?
Yeah, it's definitely something we should be aware of. Because as you mentioned, it happens quite a lot. So, yeah. And we also just need to get a bit better shooting. Because, as you said, we are a very offensive team, so we need to capitalize on that.
I mean, you guys have some crazy mechanics. We've seen it over and over again, and we love your kickoff strats. I also had the pleasure of casting it when you did your, I think it was Spanish kickoff, was it, against Overburn? But here it wasn't. I wasn't able to close that one out here. But they took those 2 games off you. What was it? I think they were both overtime losses. What is it that you guys are really faltering in that allowed them to come back into the series?
Yeah, I think it's just, it might be us being a little too overconfident or something. The fact that we just start caring less about certain stuff, and we mainly just feel like we just go for stuff, even though it's not what we should be going for.
And you guys are fantastic playing. I'm really looking forward to casting you in play-ins and playoffs. And do you think, honestly, if you had signed up, if you were the Flame roster from day one in league play, do you think you'd be further up the table?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And my final question for hand over to Blue Wolf is, what team are you most worried about facing in playoffs? I know you're confident, but what is that team that you're like, oof, this is going to be a tough matchup?
I mean, Vibin could be something. It's a good team, of course, but I do think we can beat them.
What about Luna Esports at the top there? Only 6 losses.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see in it.
Yeah, right. I'm glad to hear your confidence in it. You guys have always been a very confident side, and it's what brings you to these heights that you're playing at. It's a pleasure as always. Blue Wolf, any questions for Edgeby?
I'd love to ask you all sorts of questions, Edgeby. I know you're going to make it to playoffs. I'm just conscious of the time because of that delay. We might be running a little bit late, so I think I'm sadly going to have to leave you, Edgeby. It was lovely watching your goals, especially in that game one. You and Rexo combined super well. So congratulations on the draw. Well, congratulations on qualifying for playoffs, really, and enjoy your evening. So we are going to wrap up this first game. Our premier game will be going down to Elite. Hopex will be staying here, getting a new co-caster. Who will it be? You guys will find out in, I think, just over a minute. It's going to be a quick turnover. See you guys then.
Alright, thanks guys.
Caught up in the matrix, have to keep waiting.